I'd like to tell you about a place called the Deer House. The Deer House is a place that you can go, that you can find. Just like I found it. It took me many years, many journeys, many roads. And I finally found the Deer House. Once you go there, you will be changed, you will be different. People ask me, what is the Deer House? Where is the Deer House at? Where's it located? Well, let me tell you. The Deer House is located in your own heart. That's where you find it. You find the Deer House by singing a song. And the song then will take you on the journey to the Deer House. That's what happened to me. I started learning songs. I wanted to hear the songs, so I would spend time alone in the mountains, in the desert, and I would hear things. I heard the wind blow. I felt the rain on my skin. I saw the dust devils and the great big saguaros reaching up into the sky with their saguaro fruits. And it was there that I first understood that there is such a thing as a deer house. Now, the Deer House is just like the house that you live in. Like New York City or Chicago or Phoenix, Arizona. It's a special place where all different kinds of things are happening. It's a city. It's a place. It's the Deer House. The Deer House is made by the deer. They create the mountains. They create the stories. They even grow the plants. And they'll show them to you with all their friends, like the coyote and the roadrunner and the Gambel's quail and the owl that goes whoo, whoo, whoo in the middle of the night when the moon is out. You can find all these things in the Deer House because the deer have created it. The deer are great builders of cities, of places. They farm and grow plants, and then they'll show them to you. This happened to me a short time ago. I had been looking for redroot, the ceanothus, the fendillary, Fendleri, the three-vein-leafed red root that grows in the Deer House. Sure, I had found red root, and it was good. It had a wintergreen scent, but the color wasn't right. I wanted a red root where the red root was like blood, like something flowing from the earth, flowing from my veins. And that's what I found. But I didn't find it on my own. I found it at the Deer House. And I had been watching a coyote. I had actually been stopped and I was taking a piss. And, I went behind a tree and out in the road I saw a coyote on the dirt road. In the middle of nowhere, right inside the Deer House. And the coyote made a sound. That's how I knew it was there. It went, ooh, and I looked. Sure enough, it was a coyote. But it wasn't a regular coyote. It was a medicine coyote. A medicine animal that makes medicine, that shows you medicine. that brings you good things. And the coyote, he looked at me, looked me right in the eye, and I didn't know what to say. And I could hear him singing a song about the red root. And I'm thinking, why is the coyote interested in red root? That's something that the deer eat, the tiny medicine deer up at Deer House. But this coyote was working with the deer. The deer had created this coyote and brought it to me. So he looked at me, his tongue was out. He kind of looked behind his head, turned his head towards me, his tail was in the air, and he started trotting. And I didn't know what to do. And then he stopped and looked at me again. He turned around. He stopped on this dirt road, on this trail. And I thought to myself, well, I should follow him. And he nodded his head. He said, yes, follow me. I'll show you the red root. So I got in my truck and I started it up and I started driving in the low granny gear. And the coyote was walking on this road, and I was going very slow. And I was surprised. The coyote kept going and kept looking back at me with his tongue out, looking at his tail between his legs and looking at me. And then he was walking on this road, on this medicine road, just like I was. And then he stopped. And I turned off my truck and I walked towards him. I got out of the truck. And then he gestured with his paw and his tail at the red root. And then he took off into the bushes. He took off running. And that was how I found the most excellent red root. I've never tasted a red root like this before. It tasted like Aurelia racemosa. It had a taste like root beer or sweetness, but the color was blood red. It was more red than any other red root I had seen, and this is what happens when you go to Deer House. You find medicine plants growing everywhere, places that you would never expect them to be. And that reminds me of another story. The time the lightning hit the saguaro.